how to build muscle simply. Now I know there are so much BS in the fitness community right now, science-based lifters and ego lifters and bodybuilders and strongmen teaching you how to build muscle and all this BS, and I've watched like thousands of videos about how to build muscle, and I myself have been training for 3 years now, and I'm gonna explain to you how to build muscle in the most simple, basic terms. Not gonna waste your time, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Now, if you are a beginner, all you need is just two things. You just need two words, and you don't listen to anything else. You just only those two words in your mind, and if you're a beginner, that means less than 4 months of training. This is all you need to keep in your mind. Train consistently. Train consistently. I know you have so many questions. What exercise should I do? How many sets? How hard should I train? How much should I rest? How much protein should I eat? Forget about all this bullshit, all this BS. Just focus on these two words that I just told you. Train consistently. When I was just starting out, all I did was I was doing very high reps with 2 kg dumbbells, very light dumbbells, and I built a lot of muscle from that. And you might say, oh, that's not optimal, oh, that's not amazing for muscle growth, but it doesn't have to be. Do any type of training and you will build muscle. Even if you just look at a dumbbell, you will build muscle as a beginner because your body is so sensitive to training. Okay? So just train. Second thing is consistently. Train consistently, basically. Every single time you have to work out. I know your mind is telling you excuses and all this, but I promise you, the more you train, the easier and the more you will love it and the more it will be fun. Now, this is all you need if you're a beginner. How to build muscle simply. If you are intermediate or advanced, there are only 3 things you need. First thing you need is to train to failure. And I've said this millions of times, but it is so true. And I'm going to use push-ups as an example for all I'm going to say right now. So let's say the max amount of push-ups you can do, like if you drop right now and you did as many push-ups as you can, you would do 20 reps, right? You would keep pushing, and then you get that last like 20th rep, and then you would try to do another rep and you would fail. That is why we call it muscle failure. You train until you can't get another rep. You train until you do basically your max reps possible. You do as many reps as you can on a certain exercise. That is training to failure, basically. That's the first thing. If you do that, you will send the maximum stimulus to your muscles. You will send the best, greatest stimulus to your muscle, the strongest stimulus, the best stimulus. Okay? Basically, you told all of your muscles, I'm not gonna go into the size, but you basically told your muscle to grow as much as possible. When you did that, when you trained to failure, when you did as many push-ups as you could, right? The second thing is recovery. Now, after you did that you trained until failure, right? You did as many push-ups as you can, you'll chest and triceps and your shoulders, they'll all feel sore and tired, right? So what we need, what your body needs to build muscle is food, and it needs to sleep. Food, basically, you have to eat protein. Protein is basically like chicken, eggs, milk, meat, because protein is what your muscles are made of. And protein, you get protein from basically animal products, and you can get it from vegan products as well, but you basically eat protein. You eat foods high in protein. Your body needs protein to build that muscle, right? And you need to sleep because your body builds the most muscle when you sleep. It's that simple. So the second thing is recovery. Just eat protein and sleep. So I said train to failure, do as many reps as you can on an exercise, and eat protein and sleep. That is for the recovery. The third thing and the last thing that you need is progressive overload. Now, if you actually train to failure, you did as many reps as you can, and you recovered, that means you ate protein and you slept. If you go again to the gym and you try to do the max amount of reps you can do, you do the max reps of push-ups, the last time you did was 20. That next time you did it will be 22 push-ups. You will do 2 extra reps. You, my friend, have built muscle because you were able to do 22 reps. Your failure on that last workout was 20. Now your failure is 22, right? So you've built muscle. What if you stopped at that same 20 reps? That means you haven't built muscle. That means your muscles have grown, but you didn't expose them to training to failure again. If you understand what I mean. So basically, progressive overload is just when you go into the gym, when you work out, you have to do something extra. You either do reps, like if you did 20 reps of push-ups, you then do 22 reps, right? And honestly, if you are training to failure, you will automatically be progressively overloading, because like the example I said, your failure last week was 20 reps, then now your failure, your max reps is 22, if you understand what I mean. So you basically do something extra, either increase the weight, you increase the reps, you slow your rep down, you do add a clap, you could put your feet on a bench, you make the exercise harder. You either increase the weight or the reps. It's that simple. So train to failure, do as many reps as you can on an exercise, recover, eat and sleep. And when you go back on the gym, add something to that exercise to train to failure again, basically. So you repeat the process. Like you could take this with any exercise. So you basically do 1 or 2 extra reps to failure, and then you go back. You eat, and then you train to failure again. Progressive overload. It's that simple. This is simply how to build muscle. Hope this helps. I love you, bro, and I'm rooting for you. Peace. Take care.